SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold, and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg!
Hello everybody, welcome back to make a quick video on Bitcoin as it is Sunday. Sundays can be probably the most unpredictable day in crypto. So what we see here is really just what we're hoping to see tomorrow morning. We want to see this sort of setup and continuation on the chart, position to moving averages and oscillators and everything. We just want it to, the best we can ask for is for it to hold. If we dump today, it would ruin tomorrow. Because the correlation with traditional markets, gold, S&P is still quite high, euro as well, and all of those charts actually still point further upside still. And so yeah, let's have a think about just Bitcoin on its own. So standing here, sitting back, looking at the daily, obviously having that big major bounce off the 50 exponential was good, reclaiming the Bollinger Band center, which is also good. Since finding these two little peaks over here, we're consolidating these last 3 days in a row to hit the Bollinger Band center, which is usually a place where opportunities can be made. Now, looking at that, we also see that the histogram's been ticking up. The volume is still like nothing, though, isn't it? Really, let's face it, the volume is still nothing, which is a little bit of a concern, I have to say. It's not great. It's I want to see some more volume coming to Bitcoin. Even the dumping selling volume day that we had was nothing in comparison to what we've been used to previously in the beginning phases of this run. So, but look, I mean, it is what it is. We can't force volume. It is what it is. The volume is really low. I mean, look, today's trading volume so far is 500 million. If you went back in time, maybe like a month to 2 months when this rally was starting, there was days when we were trading at like 10 billion just on this chart. So the volume is super low, super low. Anyway, but yeah, if we're thinking about the chart itself, this is a great place to see any kind of move start from. And this is 29,100. We're sitting at 29,271. This is a position that could be made for futures and derivatives, because if we start to come down and break down below this level, then it doesn't take long to know that you're wrong, and the odds are back in favor of the bears for a larger move, a move that could take us back down to not just to the 50, but see us break down over time to probably below 25,000. But that's not what we're seeing right now. What we're seeing is a support and a continuation. Right, so if we are to see continuation, we're obviously looking for that 32,000. So let's take it to a 4-hourly time frame. What do we see here? So again, for the most part, above all major moving averages, coming down to a 4-hourly 21 exponential moving average, which I use as a shadow of a Bollinger Band. I have the 20 exponential, the 20 simple, which is your Bollinger Band center. I also use the 21 exponential, which is basically like an EMA, but mirrors what would be a Bollinger Band center. There's not much difference between the two, but the correlation are more or less the same. So being above both of them, and especially being supported on one of them, gives me again a 65% likelihood of staying above it. And we've seen what we've consolidated into it and tested it once and twice, and now we look like we want to move up. So does anybody see this? I'll tell you what I see. I see a green portion of the cloud. I see a cheeky spend closed outside of the cloud. I see price action outside of the cloud, and I see a cross all the way back down here. That's your 4-component pump signal on a 4-hourly for Bitcoin. So that gives favor in to the bulls. Sorry, my command of English is not very sharp. Kids kept me up all night, and now I know that I've got to get out of the house and go swimming at 9:30 with them both. So the coffee's not touching the sides. So yeah, if I'm not making any sense, please let me know. But yeah, it does look to me like continuation, and actually almost immediate pump to take place over the next 24 to 48 hours on this 4-hourly. That's what it looks like. Pullbacks into the 4-hourly, I'll be looking for maybe dips into the upper 28,000s. And the lowest I would be looking would be the lower 28,000s. Breaking down below 28,000 is a problem now on this stage of the run. Especially with this little squiggly little volume that's going on. Right, so we're going to look at a 3-day. We don't normally do that, but we'll do it. It's Sunday, there's no traditional markets open, so we might as well break down Bitcoin on the 3-day. Position on the moving averages above all of them. Looking really good. Absolutely no problem with the way that this 3-day looks when it comes to its position on moving averages and the divergences on them. Then you've got the 200 simple moving average around the 32,000. So again, more emphasis on the 32,000. I'll show you something on the monthly as well to highlight that area as like a major top potentially. And then we also have two big drives of bearish divergence on the money flow index. We've also got several drives, depending on how you want to look at it, several drives of bearish divergence on the RSI as well. And we have crossed negative, although we are above the 0 point, we have crossed negative. It's not a big deal on its own, but there are signs of this slowing on the higher term time frames. So I would be looking for probably caution around this 32, given the bearish divergence and obviously the 200 simple moving average. The weekly, no, we're going to go all the way to the weekly. The weekly is really good. The weekly is really good. We can see that retest wasn't just a 50 exponential retest, it was a perfect kiss. There you go, right on the 10 exponential on the daily, so it's pretty bullish there. 10 exponential on the weekly, sorry. Very nice support, and the weekly actually looks pretty strong. If we go over to our oscillators over here, no bearish divergence. And we go over here, no bearish divergence either. So it actually looks really good on the weekly. So yeah, this could be better than the 3-day. And obviously back here on the monthly, where it all took place, the bow, boosh. Spotting the lows, creeping out and breaking out on momentum and price. We see everything's looking very good here. We are not even beginning to get going on this overall rally, which is going to be the new market cycle that we're talking about, that we're excited about. The next 2 to 3 years worth of price action hasn't even really begun yet. This price action here for Bitcoin right now is probably the equivalent of Bitcoin at around about 8 to 10,000 on the previous bull market. So when you put it into perspective, yeah, if you bought 8 or 10,000 in the last bull market, wherever you bought it from, you would have basically been sat in a position that's more or less sideways for 18 months, 2 years. And you'd be like, what have I done, man? Why did I do this, man? But and then it all comes, it all comes to fruition. All the gains come to fruition at the end, and that's really what this market likes to do. We can trade altcoins in between and blah 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 to stack the sats, but yeah, I mean that's basically what this market's going to do, and I think that's what this market's suggesting it is going to do. It's just going to do the same thing. And again, we're looking at the highlighted area. This 32,000 is the Bollinger Band Center, the 20 monthly moving average, all sitting around that 32,000. So look, a break above that area would be significant, right? And we saw in the first portion of the bull run 2019 that we went straight through it, and we came down to consolidate onto it as well. So look, there is a chance, obviously, and I'm not going to say that this is going to happen, but there is a chance that we see a pump all the way up to like something like 48,000 or something like that, or around these tops here, around these 46 to 48,000, and then we consolidate into it, which means that we could have a breakout that takes us into 48,000 towards 50,000, and then we have a consolidation, a long drawn out consolidation from there, which is fine for something like Bitcoin, but for altcoins they would probably feel the pain. Consolidate maybe from, let's just say, we'll say 47,000, and then a pullback over time of around 30%. That'd be really good. I'm not saying that is definitely what's going to happen, but that's kind of what happened previously. And it could happen again, but just because it happened previously doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But I mean, it's not that we're looking at Bitcoin and say this is going to be a carbon copy of the last way it worked out. That's not what we should say, but we should also think, well, if it did break above that 20 monthly moving average, then yeah, it probably would have a powerful move. And then wherever it fizzles out from, the most obvious place for it to be supported on would be that 20 monthly, and recognizing also that it's a very, very lagging moving average, it'll still be creeping down over a few months, and so we might move all the way up to 48 and all the way back down to like 28. Anyway, highly speculative session this morning, but there's really nothing a great deal more to say. It does look good on the 4 hourly, it does look good on the daily. looks a little crooked on the 3-day, but the weekly still looks good, and the monthly says be careful around 32, as does the weekly. And there's a lot of things to say be careful around 32. It doesn't mean that that's the top forever. It just means that that's potentially a top. Right, I'll leave it with you there. If you want me to look at altcoins, obviously the best place to do that would be on the Patreon. So you join the Patreon. We look at altcoins on a live stream. Otherwise, you can leave me comments in the description below. And if there is something to talk about on that particular altcoin, I will make a video. I find that half of the problem is that when I look at these altcoins that people want me to look at in the comments, there's nothing there. And so if there's nothing there, what's the point of making a video about it? Do you know what I mean? Time is a precious commodity. It is the only thing that cannot be bought. So, we should value it more than anything else. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.